Terrell Owens is back, ladies and gentlemen. He's playing for the Tampa Bay Bucks. I loved it.
That is gray bait. That is gray bait.
that was all clickbait. That was every bit of it. So T.O. has signed a deal to play for FCF, fan-controlled football with Johnny Manziel next year. Look, there's a reason for this, okay? Saw an interview with him. He's on Pat McAfee. He talked about having conversations with coaches and owners of a football team. Didn't drop any names. This is the first step of him coming back. They're like, look, we got to see you in action. Now, how much action is FCF? It's not much. But I'm sure they're like, we got to see you run a play. We got to see you get hit. We got to see how you handle yourself, how you get back up. I see him coming back. I see him being a great fit for Tampa. You know Tommy. He likes working with the old guys. He will make that relationship work. Why he hasn't been back yet is mind-boggling to me. I think this guy can still play football.
I mean, he's got the physique for it. He always has. He's always been in great shape. He's always, like, even in the last couple of years, he still puts things on his social media that shows that he's out there working out. He's out there running routes. I want to say he was out there running routes with Antonio Brown, and I want to say maybe Tyreek Hill, where they were doing a 40-yard dash to see who was the fastest one out of the three of them. I may not have been Antonio, but I know Tyreek and Owens did it. And look, Owens is 6'4", 6'5". The fact that he's even trying to put himself out there with Tyreek. But look, I'm down for it. I've always loved Owens' flash. You know, the spike in the football in the middle of the star. Just he's gone from team to team and just always done well, regardless of, you know, the circumstances, the quarterback. Like, I mean, he could get a little bit spunky, don't get me wrong, and that could be
a
distraction at times. But I think if he comes back into the league, he comes back in humble. And especially for somebody like a Tom Brady, I don't think it's difficult for him to keep that kind of thing muffled a little bit. Maybe that's the wrong word, but I don't think he lets it get out of control.
He managed T.O. for the most part, so I don't think it's that bad. Now, I wanted to compare T.O. to somebody. Joe Johnson. You know who Joe Johnson is? No, there's no shot. He's an NBA player. He was a stud in his prime. He was a stud in his prime. Played for Miami. Played all over the place. Played for the Nets. Was really good for a little bit. He's old now, right? But Ice Cube has the Big Three League, which is essentially like these, you know, arena football leagues. Isaiah Thomas played in the Big Three. A lot of these older guys who kind of had their career kind of in shorter than they wanted it to went and played in the Big Three. Joe Johnson got called back to the NBA because of the Big Three. Allowed him to get back on the court, allowed for the NBA players to see him. I'm comparing this situation to T.O., right? Okay. Most guys probably going to FCF aren't going to have an opportunity like Arena Football or like Canadian Football League. But it's kind of weird that he's not going to those two, but he's going to this one. He's probably getting a fat paycheck from FCF. Like, we got to get this ball rolling.
Pulling it up now. Yeah, good.
Yeah, but I really think that this is his play. Like, this is his last really hoorah or campaign to say, hey, I can do this. I promise. Give me a shot. And I think it'll be good for FCF. I think it's a cool concept. I like the idea. I love the entrepreneurship behind the idea. So I would like to see it do well as well. And XFL is coming around too.
It's coming back.
Daniel just said XFL.
Yeah, and look, it's I've been looking at it too, but they've actually got a smart idea. They started to develop a little bit more of a relationship with the NFL instead of trying to be direct competitors with them, where the XFL almost becomes a development league for the NFL, and that by
becomes
itself,
a farm league.
Yes, and that by itself has got the NFL to stop using the XFL as a competitor, and now they're going to bring them in. They're going to bring them close. They're going to tell them, you know, their players that aren't ready for the NFL that they have a place to go, and that relationship will do significantly better than anything that any of the two launches XFL tried to do before will ever compete with that. I mean, the relationship with the NFL to make it a D League is going to be what actually makes the XFL more of a long-term permanent thing.
I mean, that's what we all looked at it was anyways, but the Vince McMahon wanted it to be bigger than what it was because of the ego. The Rock, a businessman, comes in, gets part ownership, and is like, look, let's do what this really is, and obviously makes this thing work. So, great question. Little question. Who gets back in the NFL first? Hot take. T.O. or Colin Kaepernick? I'm taking T.O.
I'm taking T.O. I think Kaepernick will go into the XFL. I don't know. Kaepernick's had a couple of opportunities to get back into the NFL, and his contract demands were so absolutely ludicrous.
His ego is going to keep him out of it.
Sense. Yeah, it's him keeping himself out. It's not the NFL. He's had offers. He's had workouts. He's had the ability to get back in if he really wanted it. And you can't tell me he hasn't. But when he's gotten a team that said they were interested, it was like, for Tom Brady style money. It was dumb.
Tom Brady style money. Well, ladies and gentlemen, another great show. I would like to say thanks to Jet from BFL for joining us again. Jet, you were an absolute stud. A big fan, man. Can't wait to see where your show goes. Hey, when Detroit signs you, just don't forget about us, okay? Make sure you give us your first interview when you're big and famous.
The little guys.
That's all we ask, Jet. That's all we ask. Don't forget, next week, we've got Connor Clark on from Sports Illustrated All Gators. Follow with an episode of JD College Football with College Football. Talks College Football. So great stuff coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're on the way to 1,000. What are you doing if you're not subscribed already? We're the hottest podcast on the internet. I think so.
It's true.
Daniel, much love, baby. Guys, Muddy, Bryant, Maverick, Jet, Ryan, W. Fail, Jeff Steele, Connor, Ricky, Maverick, I already said it. Thank you all for stopping by, guys, today. We appreciate it. Timbri, be back next week at 8:35. Until then, go Gators!
Fight for FSU.
And boogity, boogity, boogity.
Women's softball!